In this video, I'm gonna walk you through the exact lead gen system that books meetings on repeat for any type of business. I've personally been involved in sending over 2 billion cold emails for more than 40,000 businesses through Instantly, so I get a pretty good view of what's actually filling calendars right now and what's quietly stopped working. And the single highest impact thing that I keep seeing is one specific strategy, the AI personalized outbound at scale. I'm gonna break it down step by step, how to find the right people, how to write outreach that actually sounds human, and how to send it so it actually lands inside of the inbox instead of dying in spam. Before we get into it, let's start with why most people are grinding harder and getting worse results, because I think a lot of you watching this already probably feel this. Look, there are 4 main channels that most service businesses lean on to get clients: paid ads, referrals, content, and cold email. And all 4 are getting harder at the same time. Paid ads, the cost to get a meeting booked through ads will keep going up, okay? There's a lot more competition, consumers are becoming more savvy to it, and it can burn money if you don't do it correctly. Referrals, look, referrals are great when they happen. Okay, but referrals aren't a system. The month your biggest client churns, you find out real fast what pipeline and predictability actually looks like. And the answer is usually nothing if you're just relying on referrals. Okay, let's talk about content. I'm not saying don't do content, but content takes 6-12 months to actually compound into actual pipeline. If you're waiting on like a YouTube or like a LinkedIn post to fill your calendar, you're gonna be waiting for a while. And let's talk about cold email. We've all seen the same version I'm talking about. A giant list, same generic message to everyone, hits spam, gets ignored. That's not cold email working. That's cold email being done wrong. And unfortunately, it's what most people think that cold email is. The real problem with all 4 of these isn't that they're just slower or more expensive. It's what running with a unpredictable pipeline actually does to you. You get needy. You discount, you take clients who aren't ideal because you can't afford to say no. And that makes everything else harder. So if all 4 are getting worse, what actually works now? All right, let's talk about the new strategy and why it works now when it didn't before. And the strategy is AI personalized outbound at scale. And I want to be precise about what that means, because it's not cold email the way that most people think of it. Old cold email had one trade-off that defined it. You could personalize deeply for a small number of people and it would take forever. Or you could just go after the volume game with a generic message that nobody actually ended up responding to. Kind of had to pick one. And that trade-off was the ceiling of the whole channel. What's happened is AI has removed that ceiling. Okay, for the first time ever, you can have both. A message that is researched and written for one specific person, and you send it to hundreds or thousands of people in the same amount of time that it used to take to write 10 emails manually. The trade-off is gone, my friends. The mechanics are the same. The scale of personalization is completely different. And when you compare it to the alternatives of paid ad, content, and referrals, it wins on the things that actually matter. You control the volume. You control the timing. You can turn it up or down based off of the capacity, and the cost to generate a message is a fraction of what it does from like an ads perspective, with results that you can see in days. That's the what and the why. Now let me show you exactly how to build it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to instantly.ai and we're gonna go to their tool called Super Search. What Super Search allows us to do is to find the right people. Unlike a lot of different tools out there, you don't really know who you're reaching or who's seeing your stuff. With cold email, we can find the right people. So Instantly Super Search has a database of over 450 million contacts that we get access to. What we can do is we can select things like job titles, locations, do their job listings, signals, news, funding type, etc., etc. In this case, for the sake of this, I'm just going to go for, let's call it marketing agencies, owner, founder. So in this case, I would find the job titles. I'd pick a couple of job titles. I would do location. Let's just do United States. Perfect. Let's do industry and keywords. Industries, I can just search marketing. And then specifically for this campaign, I'm going to add some keywords in here. Let's do SEO. Let's do website. Let's do PPC, digital maybe. And then let's also do revenue is up to $10 million. So that pulled a list of 12,000 people. My goodness. So that's pretty big. What I could also do is I could dwindle this down if I wanted to, but let's just start here for the sake of the video, because in reality, you could do this. We could just do SEO agencies if we wanted to. Maybe we'll just start with SEO agencies. It pulled from the list of 450 million contacts. Okay, now what we do, all we need to do is click on find emails. And what's going to pop up is find emails and enrich. The finding the emails means that it's going to make sure that it's a verified email and that when we send these emails that they're actually going to go into an inbox and not going to be bounced back. So it's finding the most relevant email. But here's the cool part. We can fully enrich their profile, which is going to be paramount for this strategy, because what this is going to do is going to find their job title, company info, location, and more. Everything that we can use to have AI pull to write personalized messages. So let's just go ahead and click on continue. I'm going to enrich the first 25 leads. And as you can see, emails are being verified, but what's also happening is enrichment. So we can see fully enriched profile, contact headline, contact summary. So let's just give it about a minute and these will populate for all 25 of these contacts. And boom, company description, company domain, contact headline. Now that we have the list. We have enrichment data on this. All we need to do is write the personalized line at scale. What I used to have to do is I'd have to export this list, write it manual, or even like last year, use an LLM to generate personalized lines based off of that. Today, directly inside of Instantly, what you can do is you can click on add column and you can click on use AI. And now there's a few ways that you can use AI. You can have it write an email for you. You can have it write an opening line, write a subject line. So if I wanted to write an opening line, it's going to use the mapped columns that we already have teed up. And then it will basically use ChatGPT or use whatever LLM that you want to write an opening line. I can have it research a company. I can have it find competitors. I can clean or reformat the data. I can write a LinkedIn message. I can summarize a company. I can identify pain points. I can clean or reformat the data. I can write a subject line, all using AI. So when I'm sending the emails, when I'm creating this content, I can use different enrichment tools to be able to have data that will allow me to be more specific. Here, AI Lightspeed agent, boom, let's summarize a company. There's so many different things that we can do that will allow us to be specific. Let's see a result here. Wonderful. So that's the first thing that you can do. Second thing you can do is use templates. These are verified templates that you can sort through. You can click on them. You can see the result and make sure that it actually works. That's an option for AI personalized lines. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to write a custom prompt. To me, if we want to like really nail it, then we can be prompt engineers and we can engineer our own prompt based off of our business and what it is that we do. So in this case, I'm just going to say that I help these SEO and website companies, or these SEO companies / website, I help them get more clients. So I'm going to write a prompt that basically allows me to give them ideas that will be really specific to them based off of what it is that we do. So what I did is I engineered a prompt after testing. I said, I help marketing agencies land new clients using outbound email and LinkedIn. Create 3 concise and short outbound marketing ideas for business growth, tailored to the company provided, formatted exactly like this. Saw you, something specific, had some ideas on how you could desired outcome, and then give them 3 ideas. And then I'm training it and I'm giving it the tags that they can look at. So all I need to do is copy this, paste it in the instructions, choose my LLM, and then I can click see result to make sure that it actually sounds legit. If not, I'm going to prompt engineer this even more. Okay. Maybe I test a different LLM to see if there's anything different between the two. Okay. So in this case, I'm going to go with Anthropic. And then once I'm happy with everything, then I can make tweaks. So I can click see result. Let's just say this is good. I feel good about this. This is pretty personalized. Send personalized video audits of prospects as Google Ads waste spend, so you can book meetings with qualified leads fast, target companies running DIY Facebook campaigns with specific fix suggestions so you can convert them into long-term retainer clients. So this is, I'm gonna update this a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can make some tweaks. In this case, I might add like a little bit more of what we do and consistent with Outbound. So after a couple of tweaks, I think I nailed the prompt. Then all I need to do is click on generate, and I can generate for the 25 leads that I have. And what it's going to do is it's going to create an AI column based off of the data that I was able to enrich from the lead list that we got. So as we can see here, boom. So the principle of this specific prompt is it's actually adding value to them. And the other thing, it's adding value specifically to them. Okay, this isn't AI slop. This isn't saw your latest post about blah, 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 blah. No, this is something that's actually going to be relevant because today that's what's going to win. Okay, if we need to edit the column, you can do it there. I'm just going to go ahead and rename this to 3 ideas. Click rename. So now that we have the list of leads, now it becomes actually sending them. So we need to make sure that when we're sending these, they actually land in the inbox. What we're not going to do is we're not going to use our personal email. We're not going to export these and start copy and pasting these manual. What we're going to do is we're going to use Instantly. We're going to create our accounts directly using their done for you setup, using Airmail or connected G Suite. And then we're going to warm up our domains directly inside of Instantly. So we have a list of all of the domains that we have from Instantly that are automatically warmed up using Instantly's warm up feature. And then what we can do is we can go to campaigns, click add new, type SEO agencies 3 ideas, for example, click on continue, go back to our lead list here, select all of them, move these to a campaign and confirm. Now in our campaign, all the leads will be added, 3 ideas, the AI personalized lines will be there. And all we need to do is write the sequences. I could say hi, first name, use the variable of the 3 ideas. Based off of the email format, all I need to do is just add a couple more pieces of lines. So if I click on preview, hi William, saw you're using the AI autoresponders at Slater Rock to scale client outreach and push leads down the funnel. Had some ideas on how you could reach more SMBs needing marketing automation and book more discovery calls faster. Build AI powered lead scoring into your LinkedIn outreach. Create personalized video audits. Send case study specific ROI calculators. If you're thinking about trying any of these, we just helped John's SEO company add 3 new clients last week. I could send over a list of 100 leads with copy and paste messages that you could send. Okay, so the important thing here is not only AI personalized message, but the offer is actually something tangible. And when they reply, what are we doing? Well, we need to jump on a call with them to understand them. We're building reciprocity. Okay. That's why the list, having a really specific list is super important, because we don't want to send free deliverables for everybody. We only want to send it to our ideal customers, because a lot of people are going to respond to this, because a lot of people are going to say, wow, this was written for me. And then they're going to want what you can solve for them, because the offer is going to solve the problem that you already indicated in the ideas that you gave them. And boom, we have the right list, we have the right message, and we have the right offer. Now, all we really need to do is go ahead and send these emails and click on save. And what I also like to do is add 2 follow-ups 2 days apart so that they can grab the leads here. Go ahead and click save and click on options. I can select the accounts that are warmed up inside of Instantly, enable stop on reply, disable open tracking, and click on launch. And then once we hit launch, we can see our campaign analytics, and all of our responses will go into our Unibox. And all we need to do is monitor the Unibox. AI is going to be able to automatically tag them. We can monitor responses directly in one campaign or in one tool, so we're not having to use 7 different inboxes and manage that. Everything happens in one go. And that is the system, my friends. The thing that kills the system for most people is not anything technical. It's people treating Outbound like a campaign. They build a list, they send the batch, they get a handful of replies and decide it just doesn't work. Okay, that's the wrong frame. This is a system. It's not an event. This is something that we need to do recurring consistently. We look at what's actually happening, which actually is getting replies, what prompt is working, what offer is working. Then we reiterate and we improve. The honest expectation is this isn't going to hand you guaranteed reply rates. What it gives you is control over your pipeline. It's up to you to decide how many meetings that you want to generate based off of the results that you're able to do. And the results will compound. The improvements of your campaigns will compound. The only reason that it won't work is if you stop working on it. But if you want to know which tools actually make this work, I've tested over 100 lead gen tools and narrowed them down to the ones worth actually paying for. So click on the video on the screen and I'll break down exactly which ones that I'm using every single day and what I use them for.